Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Transformers Galaxies, issue number 1. I'm going to tell you 5 things about this book. We're going to see how this goes. First, let's talk about who made this book. We got Constructicons Rising, written by Tyler Blazinski, art by Livio Ramondelli, and letters by the porn master of all lettering in comics, Tom B. Long. This is an IDW publication, and I hope that he doesn't see these, hear these, and it's like, you're really insulting my name, man. Anyway, let's talk about number 1 on this list. We got the Constructicons. Any book that you make about the Constructicons, I'm going to grab, at least the first issue. Let's talk about number 2 on this. Termagax is rebuilding Iacon. Look, I'm a G1 kind of guy. Up until the cartoon, The Return of Optimus Prime, I don't know anything else that really comes after that. I know Optimus Prime became a monkey at one point. I don't know anything else. So, is what it is. But yeah, so I don't really know too much about who Termagax is. I've seen him a couple times in the recent IDW books, but whatever. But the idea they're rebuilding Iacon, okay, I'm down with that. Let's, this is actually something that can help the Transformers in a major way. They recognize that, the rebuilding of their country, the rebuilding of their world is something that's actually going to help them out and build their motivation towards working towards a better life for themselves. And maybe they won't all be at war anymore. Let's talk about number 3 on this list. And this is where things start to get a little bit conky for me. The then and now. Look, man, on the same page, they will have then, now, then, now. It's like, dude, it's a bit much. It's like from one panel to the next, they just keep on bouncing back and forth, page after page. I got to the point where I'm just like, they look like they're all doing the same damn thing, and obviously they don't age. Look, the art on this comic book was beautiful, but the idea of jumping back and forth between the then and the now, maybe find a way to have the comic book here now, and then they reminisce about something in the past, and then it brings them back to the present. Because I don't know where this comic book ended. I don't understand it. I don't care enough. It's a little bit out of there for me. Let's talk about number 4 on here. We've got the Enigma of Combination. Okay, so this is something that IDW did, and it's an incredible, intelligent idea to have the Enigma of Creation. This is something where, holy crap, man, you touch this thing and all you guys, and you have like minds, and you learn about that stuff here. So here's the deal. If you've never read about the Enigma of Creation before, you pick up this comic book, boom, golden. You're golden. So I love that. Love that idea. Let's talk about number 5 on this list. I think we ended with an Insecticon, because they're talking about being hungry for Energon, and this guy looks an awful lot like Bombshell. Just saying. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we see the Insecticons having to go up against the Constructicons, and the Constructicons, it looks like they gave up their Enigma of Creation ability, so they can't reform into Devastator, which I don't know why they would do that. I never read those comics. Once again, I have to go back to the main thing, dude. If you've got a reboot, like too many Transformers comic books were coming out at the same time, too many stories, they all had to follow each other. You couldn't read anything by itself because nothing would make sense. And you decide, okay, it's getting a little bit too crazy. Let's just go back and let's start with an issue 1 and jumping on point. So they did, and I got through 10 issues or so of this comic, and I still couldn't understand what the hell was going on. I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I no longer care. But then you put the Constructicons on, I'm like, ooh, yay! Transformers Galaxies number 1 here, and I still don't know what's going on. I'm pretty much done with IDW and the Transformers at this point, because they're not going to reboot again. They're just not. But at the end of the day, what you got to do is my opinion, you got to go back to the base. How many people remember all the Pokemon after Generation 1? Because my kids are just starting to watch Pokemon. That's right, I'm making this comparison, mother fathead. But the idea is like my kids are watching Pokemon on Netflix right now. And of course we're doing the Indigo. It was just called Pokemon when I was a kid. So like, what's this Indigo League stuff? I don't know what all this stuff is. I'm flipping around. Johto League, isn't that what came afterward? And I was like, oh, Indigo, wait a second. And I watched the first episode. It's the actual first episode, Indigo League. Okay, awesome. Whole bunch of people like, really? We turn to that right now. Yes, I want to be the very... Anyway, yeah, dude, like my kids are watching this and they love this. And I feel like a straight up G because I'm looking at all these guys. I can do that 33 Pokemon in a row thing. I'm like, ooh, that's the silhouette of Kabuto. And I'm going through them. And like my kids are just like, wow. And I know the theme song. And my kids are like, that's the coolest. I'm like, yeah, I really am. And I'm such a nerd and I'm okay with it. I love it. I'm a hero to my kids right now because of that. Same thing when I start showing them the original Transformers cartoons because they're going to freaking love it because I'm going to know all the Transformers and blah, blah. So do you see what I'm trying to say here? If you're going to actually start from the beginning, F this Terminex jackass. He could be the coolest freaking guy in the world, but since I don't know him, he's a jackass. All right? You stick with the Constructicons. I don't want to see freaking Victorion and all these morons running around all over the place. Nah, bro. I think I actually had those toys. But anyway, like, no, I don't want to see these guys. I don't want to see any of these guys. Start from scratch. Start from the beginning. Yes, dump everything that happened before. Reboot. That's how you survive. Because the Transformers are an old, like, you tell me. How many 20-year-olds are reading this? How many younger than that are reading this and falling in love with this? How many of them are actually taking a quick look at this and saying, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know who any of these guys are. Because there's a lot of Transformers. There's a lot of Pokemon. You try throwing 1,000 Pokemon at me or 800 Pokemon, whatever the number there are now, I'm going to laugh in your face as I walk away. But you throw Generation 1 at me, I start going through with my kids, they start discovering other Pokemon, and now they can, teach me about these new ones. They can teach me about maybe newer Transformers are coming. Hey, man, we down. And you're still selling the same number of toys. At the end of the day, there's a reason why I don't have any of them here. That's ridiculous. But, I'm buying the Siege toys. I'm buying the ones I know. I never had Reflector when I was a kid. I want 3 of them so I can make the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm buying. These other guys, these Brunt guys and whatnot, I'm like, I don't know who the hell this guy is. What do I need him for? And I'm pretty sure they could see that in the sales of their toys. And I think at the end of the day, look, this is a licensed property, right? Maybe Hasbro is telling these guys, hey, you guys need to make sure you put in Termagax, or you need to make sure you're putting in this and that. I don't know who's to blame. I'm not here to point fingers. What I'm here to say is this is wrong. This is not going to work. This is not going to function. It's just not. I'm not going to be reading issue number 2 because I genuinely don't care. There's stuff going on. It's way beyond me. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to go back and play with my toys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm a loose collector. Anyway, yeah, it was a nice try, I guess. And I'm sure that all the IDW fans are going to be nice and happy and, yay, we're continuing the stories. My suggestion, cold, hard reboot. The whole damn thing. Because we're out of control with the number of Transformers, and that was a problem since the beginning, since they started killing off my old toys, so I'd have to buy new toys. It got way out of control. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.